I guess my point is that open source is complicated, and that part of my way of trying to figure out how it works is to like live it out, and like this idea of like indwelling open source, like learning more about how it is, not just as an observer, but like as someone in it. I think it's important to educate people about open source because they're using open source, and I mean, even, like if there's a security problem, and just there's a lot of. I think if you're using it, you should probably understand more about the underlying things that you're depending on. You know, if there's a problem, you don't want to just wait for someone else to do it. Maybe you need to know how to talk to them, but maybe you can fix it yourself, or you can fund the people that are working on it, so you don't have to deal with the issues yourself. I think it's kind of like an offshoot of the other podcast, Hope and Source, which was about faith and open source, and I figured we could talk about open source in anything, basically. And I wanted, at first it was just interviewing maintainers about how they do open source, but I also would like to expand that to just be people that maintain things, meaning anyone that takes care of something. And so that's why I mentioned that, you know, I interviewed someone that speed runs video games, or somebody that is a digital archivist, or maybe I want to interview a gardener. There are different people. It just like broadens the scope of the kind of people that we can talk to, and everyone has to deal with these kinds of issues of, you know, dealing with people and, you know, building a community, maybe raising money if it's like a volunteer effort. Those are things that are in most, you know, community projects. That they should learn more about open source, I guess, and not just like to use it, but to kind of figure out who's working on it too. And that maybe that's the whole podcast, like Maintainers Anonymous, that maintainers, people don't know who they are. Maybe you should figure out who works on this stuff.